Life all starts with you being loud. Life all starts with you having the being brave enough to talk to strangers and ask them if they would consider an offer on their property. Because once you learn how to source real estate opportunities, the sky is the limit. The sky is literally the limit. I don't care if the market's going up, it's going down, you will win.
Hey, Brent, thanks again for joining me for our Thought Leader Spotlight series. I'm your host, Matt Camp, head of partnerships for DealMachine. On these, we really like to shine a spotlight on really industry experts who can really tell us their inspiring stories, educate our audience, talk about what they see coming in the world. But today we have the one and only Brent Daniels. You should know him by now, but Brent is a multi-million-dollar wholesaler in Phoenix, the creator of Talk to People, which is an amazing telephone marketing program known as TTP. It really helps wholesalers do more, bigger and more profitable deals. You've personally coached over 1,000 wholesalers enrolled in your cold calling mastery training. You've helped over tens of thousands, really in general, of others through your podcast, your YouTube, through your events, everything you've got going on. So in general, Brent, I know you're a natural leader and have a passion for helping others. So welcome on. I'm excited to talk today.
Well, thank you. I mean, listen, DealMachine is the gold standard. You know, I tell everybody, I've probably said the word DealMachine, I don't know, 100,000 times. I mean, you guys have an incredible company and it's filled with people that really, really, really care about people finding opportunities in their communities to help out people that have problems with these properties and help them solve those problems. So I'm honored to be here. I love you guys. I love the company and I'm excited to have fun here. Let's just flow with this thing and give as much value as we can. I'll try to keep this. Remember, everybody, when you're watching any videos, when you're listening to any podcasts, when you're reading any books, remember that you have to put it through the filter. And there's 3 filters. Is this entertainment? Is this education or is this instruction? And what I try to build all of this around is instruction, because I want to give you something that you can bite onto, that you can implement into your business right now. Because listen, if it's just sitting in our heads, we're not providing value to the community. It's not until we actually be proactive and go out there and take action that it actually influences and benefits the community. And remember, our income is based on the amount of value we provide to our marketplace, to our community. So you want to make $100,000, you want to make $1 million, you got to provide that much in value to your marketplace. And it starts with getting the right instruction and taking action on that, having imperfect action and learning from it and learning from the failures and the mistakes and getting into the rhythm and getting energized by this business. Because I am telling you this, the real estate industry, Matt, and you know, is the absolute best at changing lives if you stay consistent. It is incredible at building wealth. It is incredible at building income. It's incredible at building heavy bank accounts. It's incredible at opening up options and opportunities. So I want to encourage everybody that they can do this. I haven't met a single person that can't find a rundown property, have a quality conversation with that owner and see if they would consider an offer. And that's what this is all about. That's what starts this whole business, is finding those opportunities and going out and being proactive. So There's my soapbox. There's my opening. Let's rock and roll.
Phenomenal. Yeah. Way to tee us up, Brent. Yeah, I love your energy. I love your passion. Every time I get on with you, I have a lot of fun too. So it's just great. Today we're going to be talking about, strategies for newbies all the way through to more advanced investors. But to really start, I know I kind of read your bio there, but I like to get a little bit deeper than the standard bio. Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about a pivotal moment or two in your life that really kind of has brought you to where you are today?
Yeah, 2 things. In 2002, I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which a lot of us have read, which has, you read, there's certain things that happen in life. Maybe it's a person you meet or a book that you read or a video that you watch or something that completely changes the path of your life. And so from that, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad is wonderful, but again, it's very educational. It's not instruction. It's not like this is what you have to do to go and be a real estate investor. So I was kind of left to, I guess I'll just get my real estate license. So in 2002, I was in college. In 2004, I graduated from college and I got my real real estate license during the summer there and just started to try to get into real estate as a real estate agent. And that was fine, but it really wasn't my passion. It really wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to own real estate. I wanted to find opportunities. I wanted to put together deals. I had a mushy brain as a, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, and I didn't really know, what I was going to do. So I was a real estate agent for a while, and then started really doing some investing stuff a little bit further down the line, 2007, 2008. As you know, 2008, 2009, the financial crisis was a big shock to the system. And I learned right there, sitting there, like at a park by myself after losing everything that I had, that I need to be proactive. I can't let things just come to me. I need to go out and I need to find opportunities myself. I don't have a budget. And honestly, I didn't even if I had a budget, I would have spent it silly. It would have been stupid. I would have wasted all of it. So I just decided to be proactive. And ever since 2010, I've been proactive. It started with knocking on doors. Me and 5 other people, we knocked on 15,000 doors. And then I realized that if you get a phone number for somebody, you can have a conversation with these property owners. And then I started calling, and I talked to 45,000 property owners over the last, really, I stopped calling in 2018, but over that 8-year period, I was making calls from 9 to noon every single day, 5 days a week, to find opportunities. And it changed my life forever. I mean, that's why this thing's everywhere. That's why I wear the same black t-shirt every single day with TTP on it, because truly, the more people I talk to, the luckier I got. And it's led me to this life. Now I'm debt free. I've got everything paid off. I've got opportunities. I've got an incredible team here in my real estate business and in my coaching business. I get to talk to you. I get a great platform to kind of share the experience and share, some instruction. So life all starts with you being loud. Life all starts with you having being brave enough to talk to strangers and ask them if they would consider an offer on their property. Because once you learn how to source real estate opportunities, the sky is the limit. The sky is literally the limit. I don't care if the market's going up, it's going down, you will win.
Yeah, Brent. I mean, I think you talking about how you put out content, you put out your passion like this. I mean, you've truly become this multimedia powerhouse because you bring all of that knowledge and experience on top of the energy and the excitement of trying to, inspire others to do that too. So I can definitely attest to that. When you
not only that, Matt, I have 1,500 students over the last 3 years that I have their personal cell phone number that I text with and talk to every single day. Not all of them, obviously, but they have access to me. So I love this business. This business energizes me. And I think that this is something that is really not talked about enough. It's not like time management. It's not priority management. I truly believe it's energy management in our lives. We can spend as much time with our kids as possible, but if we're just laying on the couch while they're running around, that's not quality. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be energy in life. And so if you can focus on the things that give you energy, and maybe you can't right now because of all the different responsibilities, maybe the way that your life is set up right now or whatever else. But if you can get to that point where you're in the flow of doing things that energize you instead of truly draining you, oh my gosh, like the world, like there's rainbows and birds are chirping and it's, 72 degrees. It's just beautiful. Like life is so much better if you can get through that initial, whatever it is, year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years that it takes to get there. Once you get there, I am telling you, it is just absolutely incredible. And real estate gives us that opportunity more than anything I know. I mean, so it's just, I love it.
Yeah. And I mean, your love for it truly comes through. I mean, I think at this point between your one-to-one coaching and all of your content, I mean, you've probably reached and inspired hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million plus people at this point in terms of the scale of what you're doing. But
it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And the best part is the people that reach out, whether they're part of my TTP family and my mentorship or whatever, that just reach out to me and like send me a picture of their first deal that they did. And I will tell you this, and I tell this to everybody, 80% of the time that I get those texts of people getting their first deal, 80% of the time I interview people on Wholesaling Inc. podcast, I am telling you, it came from driving for dollars. 80% of first deals, and I have talked to uncountable amount of people or DMs or whatever else. 80% comes from driving for dollars. That's why I push DealMachine as much as I do. Yes, I'm an affiliate, but I am a proud affiliate. I will tell everybody I'm a proud affiliate. I mean, you've got all different companies trying to create their driving for dollars apps and everything. Nobody stands close to DealMachine. That's just a fact. They're the top of the top, and I'm proud. I'm proud to be an affiliate.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't bring you on just to say that, but that's always.
I know. I know. Yeah.
So thank you, Brent. But when you were kind of going through your story there too, of like what got you so excited and you discovering that TTP kind of is the manifestation of what gets you so excited. What do you think, what makes TTP different? Like what was that gap in the market that you realized you can really help people and help shift their mindset and help them change what they're doing?
Well, I love that question. So really, listen, when you're going out to get an opportunity, when you're going to generate leads, to put it bluntly, there's only three ways to get opportunities, to get leads. One is to wait for them. Hope somebody sends you a referral. Hope somebody knows that you buy ugly houses. Hope somebody knows that that you're out there to help out people in the community that have problems with their real estate. But that takes a lot of time, and it's not really predictable because you don't know when you're going to get a text or a call or a DM or somebody when they're like, "Hey, can you help out my aunt or my cousin or whatever with this property?" Right? So referrals is one way. The second way, the most common way, is marketing. Right? Marketing. You spend money for people to call you. Okay. It's very playing defense, right? You're playing defense all the time, and it's fine, but it's very expensive, right? It's very expensive. And you have to, your whole life has to revolve around it. If you miss a call from a marketing piece, I mean, you could have spent $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to get that one opportunity to make a good deal. I mean, you could get a really solid deal, but if you miss that, you're going to kick yourself and you're going to feel anxious all the time. And that pressure, you're just going to kind of feel it. It's just crushing. It really is. And then the third way is you be proactive. And to be proactive, there's two ways. You either go and you knock on doors of distressed property owners, or you pick up the phone and you call them and you ask them if they would consider an offer on their property. So I encourage people to be proactive, not because the other ones don't work, but because if you're proactive, one, you control your schedule. Two, you control your energy. Three, you get predictable. At some point, when you have enough results, when you can look at it, you know how many people you need to call and talk to get a deal. And once that happens, you can make really smart business decisions. That's when you start hiring people. That's when you start scaling. That's when you cherry pick the deals you want to flip or the deals that you want to keep in your portfolio. But you do it based on the results, not based on hoping things are just going to happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You put the ball in your own court and you make it much more scalable and predictable because you're the one, initiating that activity. So I love that. I mean, I think in general, the whole cold calling approach, like you're truly the master at that. Like you've coached 1,000 plus, you said you have 1,500 currently, students like that. It is something that I think can be a little bit intimidating for newbies. Like, the idea of cold calling, you have to get over that hump and really shift your mindset.
Yeah.
What are those common barriers that for a new investor that they have that you have to help take them through? Yeah.
Well, number one, we weren't taught, right, Matt? We didn't sit down in third grade and right before lunch, they made us call people and ask them stuff, right? I mean, it's awkward. We were taught stranger danger, don't talk to strangers, the whole thing. This wasn't like something that happened, right? So one, it's new. So anything new, you feel a little bit anxious about because you just don't know how it's going to work out. Second, we hallucinate. We hallucinate that we're going to call somebody and something terrible is going to happen. They're going to somehow trace our call, and they're going to find us, and they're going to come and shake their fist at us or something. You know what I mean? Like, we hallucinate all these things, or people are going to get mad, and we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of fumbling and stumbling and screwing up the call. We're afraid of, just not being like in the flow when we're having a conversation, right? Mm-hmm. And then the last thing is, really, a lot of people focus way too much on the cause and not enough on the effect, right? They're thinking the cause is, I'm going to get yelled at. People are going to get mad at me. I'm interrupting people's day. Yes, you are. But you know what the effect is? One of those people that you're going to talk to this week is in a distressed situation that you can help them solve, and they're not going to solve it themselves, right? Somebody inherited a property they can't take care of. Somebody's aging, ages at a point where they can't keep up their property, or they've got terrible tenants, or it's been vacant for so long, or whatever. They're about to lose it to foreclosure or tax default, or all of these things. They're getting code violations all the time, right? And they can't afford to pay those. There's so many different reasons that people have motivation and distress with properties, and we get to solve that problem. So if you go out there with the mind of, I get to help somebody out today, and go as a servant, then you win. If you go out, hey, I'm dialing, I'm hustling, I'm making money, look at me, blah, 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 that lasts about 6 weeks and they're gone. You go with that good heart, you go with that passion of helping out your community, you win every time. It is impossible not to win if you have enough quality conversations with distressed property owners.
Yeah. And I think that mindset of, how do I help that person? How do I provide value? How do I put this much value into the world, helps in any form of business, whether it be real estate or whatever your job is. So
well, and people don't know, man. I mean, you go to a family barbecue, you go to something, and you start talking about real estate and wholesaling, and your family's like, eyes gloss over and they stop listening to you because you're speaking a different language. I mean, it's frustrating. We feel like we're on an island a lot. Or even worse, you have some grumpy old uncle that's like, oh, you're stealing people's equity out there, huh? Oh, I see what's going on. I see how you're making your big bucks. You guy out there doing stuff. Oh, I see. And it's not the truth. The truth is, you are solving the problem. I get Christmas cards. I get texts. I get all these things from people that we help out every single week in our business. I mean, people just don't understand, and that's fine. But I want to come through to everybody that is thinking about being a real estate entrepreneur, that we truly go out there and we serve the community that the real estate agents aren't going to serve, that the lenders aren't going to serve, that fix and flippers aren't going to serve, because they don't want to deal with the emotions of these property owners. They just want to they're construction guys. They just want to fix it up and make a profit and sell it and put something beautiful out there. Maybe they're artists or whatever else. They don't want to deal with it. That's why we exist. We exist to find these opportunities, because other people won't. Yeah. So that's great. As long as other people don't want to do it, we've got a job to do.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's funny too, how you mentioned earlier where you're like, hey, they don't teach you this in third grade. I mean, I really do think, looking back on it, me even just doing, the old fashioned fundraiser where you're going selling frozen pizzas or coupon books or whatever the heck it is, and just knocking on doors. Like, I think that actually provided me a crazy amount of education, because I really don't fear rejection from that perspective anymore. Like, it's right. Something when you're young, it forms in you. But I think, Brent, I love your perspective again on, being kind of this go-giver of just saying, hey, how can I help that person? How can I solve their problem? How can I identify problems for them? Mm-hmm. For the new people out there, any newbie listening to this right now, I would love for you to, if you could give them a little bit of a playbook of, if you were to go back and do this whole journey again, but you have the knowledge you have today, like, where would you start? What would you be doing to get to hit the ground running with this?
Well, 100%. And I've got, if you don't mind me talking about my YouTube channel, I've got a lot of really incredible instruction on there. You can literally just Brent Daniels Real Estate on YouTube, but I'll break down something that I just put out there, that I put out for people that are starting part-time. And this is exactly what I said. Find 200 of the ugliest properties. If I lost everything, $0, whatever else, well, give me $100, give me $70, and I'll explain why. Okay. $40 I would get the DealMachine app, right? I would get the Deal Machine app. I would find 200 properties, the ugliest properties that I could, as close to me as possible. I would skip trace it. And that's the other $30. I would skip trace those. And now $70 in, I would be calling those people and calling those people and calling those people, because what's the stat, Matt? 200 addresses, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
200 addresses is
right
the average to get a deal driving for dollars, right?
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, it's funny because we do have some people who will get it. Like we've seen people, put in 5 and get it, but they've seen people put in more than that, less. But I would say like a scalable, like you're talking about, scalable, proactive way. Think about it of your market's probably a couple hundred like that. So
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 200. And you just talk to them or go to the door or whatever else. I would just literally hand dial them and ask them if they would consider an offer on their property. I would say, hi, I'm looking for Matt. And you'd say, yeah, who's this? Right. And I'd say, hi, my name is Brent Daniels. I know this is completely out of the blue, but I was calling about your property. I believe you own on 1212 Banana Street. And then you'd say, yeah, what about it? And I say, well, I'm looking to buy a property in that area, and I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property. And when you ask that question, I wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there. You get 6 responses. That's it. You only get 6 responses, some form of 6 responses. Yes, I do want to sell. No, I never want to sell. You're the worst, right? No, I don't want to sell. How much will you give me? Right? That's the next one. Maybe I want to sell sometime in the future. We're thinking about it, whatever else. How'd you get my number is number 5. And number 6 is, who are you? Those are the only 6 responses that you get.
Yeah.
So if you learn how to respond to those responses, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable on the phone asking if people would consider an offer on their property. And listen, if you talk to enough people and you have a kind heart and you've got optimism in your eyes and you've got stars in your eyes and you've got, and you stay focused and you don't sound like you're rolling out of bed, you've got a good tone, your pacing is good, you're going to win. You're going to get deals. You will get deals. It just takes time, and that's what it is. And most of the time, it takes about 90 days to roll up enough leads to where the timeline starts matching up and you start closing opportunities. And that's the toughest part. That's the toughest part, right, man? I mean, people download the app and then, then they get rid of the app. You know what I mean? Because, maybe it's frustrating. Maybe they, aren't sticking with it for that 90 days.
Putting in the work.
With it for the 90 days,
Yep. It's having that long-term mindset and putting in the work to get to that point where once you get that first deal, it's a no-brainer from there. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's like, let's just say that all you eat is junk food and you never exercise. Right. And then you go and, you take one day on a Friday and you exercise and you eat salad and you eat good stuff. And you're like, look at me, I did it. You got to keep doing it.
Right.
You got to keep doing it. You can't just call one time. You can't just do it. It has to become a habit. It takes 66 days, according to the book by Gary Keller, The One Thing, 66 days to form a habit. You start building it into your mindset. You start building it into your schedule. You start building it into your priorities and your energy that you're going to reach out to somebody, at least one person every day. Woo!
Yeah.
You're going to win. You're going to win.
You shift your entire, your thought process is shifted around that. So
100%, 100%. Yep.
Do you think, once you kind of graduate above that kind of newbie entry level and you're starting to do more consistent deals, because we definitely have plenty of people who are going to listen to this that would fall into that bucket.
Sure.
What are the mistakes that you see commonly holding that type of person back that is really trying to scale and really, looking to get to that next level and next level?
Well, the number one thing is people make $100,000 and then they start hiring people. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. That's fantastic. And I get it. They want to be entrepreneurs, work on your business instead of in your business. You need to make way more. You need to stay on that grind way longer before you start having the financial responsibility of other people in your hands. Because guess what? You're a leader now. And guess what? You need to know how to lead now. And guess what? Everything falls on you. You need to provide enough leads. You need to provide enough opportunities. When it's just you, you're building it and building it and building it. There is a big difference between the owner of the Lakers and LeBron James. Okay. Right. LeBron James is out there. He has to be on the court and he has to be taking the shots and he has to be winning. That's his job. That's what you're doing when you're starting out in your business. People want to be the owner of the Lakers after they do 3 deals, and they want to hire people and stop doing the work that put them in the position to do that. And I think it's a huge mistake. I think you need to make, and this is something that Sean Terry talks about, and I think it's beautiful. You need to make 30 grand 3 straight months before you even consider hiring anybody. All right. And then start building it up and then start rolling. And I would even say I would have at least 6 months of expenses in an account, in a business account after tax before you start hiring people, because people get through it. They push through that 90 days. It starts working. The next 90 days is bananas. They're closing deals. Life is good. Oh my gosh. They go full time. I don't know what that noise was. They go full time and they are going crazy and they're so excited. And then they're like, I'm an owner of a business. I'm going to start hiring people. And then it turns into a nightmare. And then they start back at where they were, or they find some other business to get into, unfortunately. So my advice would be just stay with it. Stay with it for a year at least, maybe 2 years at least. Like, build it up, have some patience, right? Don't just say, oh, because I have money now, I can afford to hire somebody. No. How much do you want to take home to your family? How much do you want to pay off all your debts? How about you pay off your student debts? How about you pay off your car? How about you pay off all your credit cards? How do you every debt except for your mortgage, depending. I highly suggest you do that, but you pay off everything before you hire somebody. How about that? How about you take care of your family first before you start building this thing up and going through those growing pains, because there will be a dip as soon as you start hiring. So get on a solid foundation, save up a bunch of money, pay off your debts, then start hiring people. Just hustle, just stay in the zone. Just keep calling. Listen, I get it. Nobody wants to be on the phone all day, but guess what? You can make millions of dollars. So where's the trade-off? How much do you want to keep? What do you want to do? There's no easy road in this thing. There's not an easy road. So you got to put in the work.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Yeah, because I think there are people that need to hear that for sure, that they're excited to get to that next stage and to continue to level up their skill set. Like, becoming a leader like that, I think is a whole nother fulfilling thing that you can do, but do it at the right time when it's responsible and take care of your family. I agree.
Well, and keep money. As soon as you start hiring somebody, the money doesn't go to you and your family. Right. It goes to somebody else. So I keep a really lean team, Matt. I keep a really lean team. I've got 4 people on it. They're absolutely incredible. And we do $1.2 million, $1.3 million a year over the last 4 years. And I like keeping it that size. I looked at it, and this is, I looked at what I would take to get me to $2 million a year and $3 million a year and $4 million a year. Guess what? Guess what the math said, Matt? I would net the same amount. I would net the same amount, but I'd have to hire 3 times as many people.
Top line more, bottom line same. That's rough. Yeah,
that's it. It really is. It really is. So, I like staying lean. I like keeping the money for my family. My wife loves that, and happy wife, happy life. For real. The young men won't understand that for a while, but I'm telling you, that's the key.
Yeah. Hey, I've got a couple little ones running around, so I'm.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
Amazing. Well, I think I don't want to run too long on you today, Brent. This was phenomenal. Thank you again so much for coming on today. How can people really get in touch with you and really kind of get involved in this TTP movement?
I love it. And the first is there's a ton of resources right there on YouTube, Brent Daniels Real Estate. Second, I highly suggest we have an incredible toolbox of downloads that gives you scripts, that lets you know what to do when you're going on an appointment, that helps you sell your deals, build your cash buyer database. All those things are located at TTP Insider, ttpinsider.com. TTPinsider.com. You get in there. We've got unbelievable resources and toolbox for people. And we show you how to effectively use DealMachine so that you can be successful. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. Thank you so much again, my friend. And again, this is Matt Camp with DealMachine, and we'll see you on our next exciting conversation for Thought Leader Spotlight series. Thanks.
See you guys. Love you.